Hello guys, hope you are all doing great. In this video I'm going to show you the process of sculpting Mario head. And as some of you guys asked, I decided to make a longer video with a more detailed breakdown of the sculpting process. And as you see, I'm starting from very low resolution as usual, and my first aim is to reach a kind of a helmet shape, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now in the beginning. And I'm not in a hurry in the beginning. I just want to be satisfied with the shape overall before moving to the second phase. So my aim in the first part is to block out really basic shapes of the head. And I'm adding ears here, just like always. I just masked the part and inverted and pulled them out. Just making some hints of the eyes and the nose. And it's looking like a helmet now, more even. So yeah, as you see, I'm not switching to the higher resolution. And why I'm doing it, because the lower resolution level, the easier for me to change big shapes. Because if I go higher too early, it will be harder for me to move big blocks of the mesh. Now I went a little bit higher, and that means I'm going to work a bit more on the secondary shapes, more on the eye shapes, nose, maybe mouth a little bit, but for mouth it's still a bit low. I decided that it's not enough for the second phase, so added resolution a little bit more. And one more very important rule that I try to follow is to change the shape gradually all over the model. That means I'm not going to go too much into the detail only in one part of the head and leave the others for the rest. So I will be just switching constantly from, for example, from nose to the mouth, and then to eyes, and then to ears, then to neck, and going back and forth. Now he's already starting to look like a male character, like a human. For the eyes, I just created a sphere and pulled it in the right place where the eye should be. And normally the width of the head consists of 5 eyes. But I'm not measuring this right now. I'm doing it more intuitively because I practice it a lot. For stylized models, especially for females, if you want them to make more beautiful, as some of them are in real life. Yeah, in that case you may want to make the eyeballs bigger. As always, my favorite part, the ears. In this resolution level, I'm just giving the basic shapes. Right now it's not much to comment about, so I'm just working on the ear details. So when I'm muted, just enjoy the music and follow the process. I'm giving the shapes for the cheek and for the eyes a little bit. And now I decided to switch a little bit more to the neck. Yeah, I'm not an English speaker, so sometimes I forget how the body parts are named, so hope you understand. Sometimes I forget simple words. Yeah, and I really like to give these lines to the head. They emphasize the shapes of the back of the head a lot. And those lines, they come out because the neck connects with the skull in that part of the head. And you can see it there, that line. Yeah, guys, this is a new YouTube channel, and I'm not very much experienced in making YouTube channels. So I just wanted to say that I'm very flexible, and I would love to know what you think and what you really want to see on this channel. So don't hesitate to write me messages in the comment sections under the videos, or sometimes to comment under the posts that I make, so I would really know what you guys want. For me, it's much easier to make male characters. I don't know what you think, guys, but I find that females to make is much harder, because females need kind of more attention to the transitions between the shapes. And it's always harder to make character look beautiful than ugly. It's always easy to make ugly character or something creepy. But females need more attention, just like in real life. Yeah, still, even in this resolution level, I'm fixing some big shapes, as you see, of the skull. And I'm going to add here a line where the neck connects with the skull right here. And it gives right away a very good look. And it's not all sculptors do like that. I mean, going from the low resolution and gradually going to the higher. Some of them start with very high resolution right away. But I think for the beginners and intermediate level sculptors, it's good to start with low resolution and not to go into details right away. Because I know that a lot of people do that and they really didn't fix the main shapes of the head or any other model and start making cool details. But if you are lacking good looking big shapes and you have very cool details on your head, nothing will change. The model will look ugly. And as you see now, I'm working on the details of the ear more, since I have high resolution level. And I decided to fix a little bit some shapes. I don't really like to work on the back of the ears because this is not a very high level work for me. This is just a quick sketch. I really spent on this one evening and one half of the day for everything, for sculpting, for vertex painting, and for rendering and presentation. So that's why I don't like to work on the back of the head a lot, because it's not going to be visible too much. And my goal here is just to practice my sculpting and artistic skills, and at the same time to record a video and to share with you with the knowledge that I have. The eyes really need a lot of attention normally to look good, especially when you're painting them, because very often they look very odd. And I spent a lot of time even with this model to look more or less natural for him, but still I wasn't satisfied too much. But it is what it is. This is just a sketch. And guys, this model is not for the games or for movies, film industry. This is just for sculpting. That's why I'm not making any retopology. Also, I know all the process of retopology and UV mapping and texture baking and texturing in Substance Painter, because if you are going to make a model for the games industry or for the films, it will take a lot of time. These days I decided to practice more my artistic skills, because that's really what I like. And to be honest, in the beginning when I started learning 3D modeling, I thought that I will work in the films and games industry, and I worked a little bit for the films. Not for films, it was a cartoons for kids, cartoon series. And I wouldn't say that I really liked it. Because when you're working for the industry, you're normally not doing what you like. And I like making characters. And you spend a lot of time there to prepare them to be workable. So the riggers would be able to rig your models, and animators would be able to animate. And they need to be low poly, so the rendering time wouldn't take so much. So I'm coming back to my model. Still working on the eyes. And you see, I did the cheekbones a little bit prominent. I did it deliberately just for fun. I just wanted to make it like that. Of course, if it's a female character, it's not good to make it like that, because she will not be looking beautiful. As you remember, I said that females like soft transitions, and males like also when females have soft transitions, right? I'm using references when I sculpt, a lot of references normally. Anatomy. Because even if your character is stylized, you still have to know anatomy if you want to avoid it to be looking odd in the end. And if it's and if you are a beginner or intermediate level 3D modeler and you want to be a character artist, you want to sculpt characters, and it's not easy because you need to practice a lot, and I'm still learning every day, and I think I still need to learn a lot, because I'm not considering myself right now as someone who's really like high level sculptor. But still, at least I'm liking what I see when I end sculpting, so that's good, because before I didn't like it, and I spent time to get in this level still. and we need to make it often, like every day, to spend some time on it. One more tip, if you want, like when you see movies or any kind of TV programs or anything, you can just give your attention to the specific part of the face of characters that you see on the screen, and try to understand what's under the skin, what's happening there, why it's looking like that, why the faces look like that, why there is a bulge, for example, on the cheek or somewhere between the nose and cheek, why it's protruding. And it's completely normal when you sculpt. For example, you're practicing every day, and one day you get a good model, and the second day not that good, third day bad, but you keep trying and your quality of your sculpting is slowly growing. So don't worry about that too much, just keep going and sculpting and practicing, and result will come if you really like doing this. If you don't like doing characters, then do something else, because it's completely normal. Some people like making cars or armors or clothes. And now I'm doing the head again from the sphere, just again from the low resolution, just giving big shapes. Not, did I said head? I'm doing head, sorry. This will be a Mario head. Classical good Mario hat, yeah. High resolution. And this will be a front part of the hat, covering it from the sun, right? I don't know how it's called. You can, if you want, write me in the comment section. Yeah, guys, I really want your feedback. Talk to me, because I'm open. If you need any like help or answering to questions, ask me, because I have some experience here. Probably in future someday I will record a video about myself, my experience, if that's interesting. Right now I just can say that I worked with the students for more than 1 year, helping them to learn 3D modeling in one of the online schools. And after that, I worked for a Ukraine-based studio a little bit. And I learned 3D modeling at online school for how long? It was 1.5 years. Yeah. So our head slowly getting its shapes. This Mario is looking brutal, I would say. Very like strong Mario, strong, powerful. For this artwork, I collected references as always, not only for anatomy but also for the Mario, of course. And I didn't use any artworks of human artists. I just wanted to experiment, and I decided to use artificial intellect artworks. And I got several nice pictures in a matter of minutes. It was an interesting experience. But still, it's not perfect. I learned that artificial intellect cannot handle the hands. It cannot draw the hands and teeth. That's his weakness. It's not human yet, but maybe it will be one day. So right now I'm working on the hairs, as you see, and I'm using inflate brush to inflate, to give it more volume, and I went in the higher resolution and smoothed it a little bit. And now I can give some details, some shapes. His hair will be much easier than the female's hair that I did in the previous video. And I'm not using that bevel curve tool, just simple sculpting, as you see. And by the way, I'm going to finish that female Wednesday character as well. I just decided to model something from scratch because I didn't model for a couple of days and really missed it. Oh, now I'm making Moustache and it's really fun. Just masking the part and extracting it from the face. For all of these techniques, I think I have to record separate videos in the beginning, how I do masking, extracting maybe, and maybe a video about general sculpting in Blender, how to set up in Blender, set up your sculpting in Blender. Yeah. Again, same. So I extracted it, then I remeshed it to get more workable topology, and then inflated, and then went higher and smoothed. And after it will be high enough, I'm going to add some details. And almost everywhere I'm working with the symmetry on in the beginning. but after I block the main shapes with the symmetry, I switch it off and give a little bit of variation to the other parts, so it will not be looking artificial like right now, as you see, because nothing is symmetrical in the real life, right? Sometimes sculpting hair is pretty fun when it's not too complicated, but of course it's always kind of challenging and sometimes boring, especially when you do each individual strand with that bevel curve through and just duplicate it and move and move and move. Like eyelashes, for example, I did. I personally like more sculpting face details and the body. And in the face as well, I just switched off symmetry at this point and give him a little bit expression. Saying like, what? He's looking like that, I don't know, surprised or trying to accept the challenge. And I also wanted to add a little bit of dramatism to his eyebrows. Pretty often I don't make eyebrows as a separate object when I'm doing sketches, just not to spend too much time on them. But normally, if you are working in the studio and making something for the industry, you normally want to make the parts of the model separate when it's a different material. For example, when the hair is different material from the face, skin, it should be separate object. And the same goes with the metal, with the clothes, with the eyes, and whatever else. By the way, eyes, I just masked the circle and inflated, inverted the mask and inflated this. I forgot how this is called in English, sorry guys, but you understand. Because that's how eyes anatomically look. And I'm painting it with kind of a bluish colors. Because in my references, in some references, not all, Mario eyes were blue, but I'm not sure. Because sometimes they are brown. Hope you liking the music, guys, because I'm liking it. Yeah. I like painting eyes. It's kind of, I don't know, just good process. Engaging. This is not my first attempt, by the way. It's my second attempt. I just cut off my first attempt of making eyes because I inflated that middle part too much and it wasn't looking very good. It's still looking a little bit odd maybe, but it's just a sketch, guys, so hope you understand. So I mirrored the eye and switched to the eyebrows. By the way, guys, if you are liking this video, just a friendly reminder, hit like. That will really support my channel. And motivate me to make more videos. And of course, if you want to see more, you can even subscribe. Right now he's looking like Yoshimitsu from Tekken, you know, not like Mario. I even at this stage I thought maybe I'm not going to make Mario, maybe I will leave him bald like that and it will be Yoshimitsu. But I decided to finish, so I decided to stick to the plan. And I'm rendering at some point just to see what's happening, and if I'm liking it, I keep going. It's always back and forth. Like you can render, then go back, fix something, then render and see. And you see under the head, render is working not very nice. There is some weird shading. There was. So the issue with that was that the model was very, very big, because I started sculpting from the sphere and the size of the sphere was 2 meters, and that means that the head now is 2 meters. And rendering, like light, when rendering, it works just like physical light, and when the model is too big, sometimes it's working not correctly and needs some fixes. So I decided just to make it smaller at some point and fix that issue. So if you sometimes having the same issue with the shadows, just check the size of your model, maybe that's the case. And for skin colors referencing, I just found this picture of a European dude in the web, and in the Krita software, it's just like Photoshop but open source. I color picked some parts of the face and did those dots with different grades of colors of the face, and I'm just color picking those and applying the colors on the face. I probably will do a separate video about that as well, because I find this really handy when you want to texture semi-realistic or realistic skin. And it's not me who invented this method, but I've seen one guy, he was doing this, but he was doing this in ZBrush, and right now I'm not using ZBrush often for modeling, for sculpting and for modeling, of course, because I decided to switch to Blender fully, and that's why I just decided to try exactly that technique in Blender, and it worked. It's amazing. And probably some of you will say, why you switched to Blender? Because Blender has pretty good sculpting tools, and at the same time you don't need to switch somewhere else to render your model, and it's completely free. It's amazing. You can do anything in Blender. Do your hard surface modeling, do your sculpting, do your retopology and UVs and textures and rendering, everything. One-stop shop. That's amazing. Amazing. And for painting, I'm using Krita, which is also open source software. It's just like Photoshop. Sometimes I paint to practice. Characters, as always. Yeah, you see that shading artifact? You notice that? On the head? It will disappear in the end. Painting some hairs, just faking some shadows, making darker those parts which are shallow, I think, right? And making lighter those protruding parts. Yeah, the holes. And now I just decided to finish the cap, and I needed a disc. For that I just used cylinder and inserted the face multiple times. Anyways, I'm going to remesh that piece. But I noticed if the polygons are not consistent, and some polygons are big and some small, if you remesh, remeshing is working not that good. I noticed that, so I did that. And remesh. Yeah, I lost the shape a little bit, but that's fine. I don't need it perfect. And for the M, I'm just extruding the vertex. It's actually a very amazing feature in Blender, extruding vertex, because not in every software that's possible. It's crazy when I found it first time. I said, what? You can extrude vertices? What the heck? It's crazy. For example, in Maya you can't do it. It's not possible. Because it kinda doesn't have sense. But in Blender it has, and you can use it successfully. It's amazing. I even started liking it. It's good. I'm snapping those two vertices to the center of the grid. And I think I didn't manage to snap it right to the center, but I will fix it. I'm just going to mirror that part and simply merge those central vertices at center. M at center. M and center. And just filling those gaps between the birds, and voila, we have a M. Simple and easy. Just giving some thickness now with solidify modifier and placing it to where it should be. Added some subdivisions and we're almost done. So guys, I hope you liked this video. If you want me to change the format, or if you like this format, or if you want to add anything, let me know. Please do it. Do it. I really want to know what you think and what you want. Yeah, now it's on the place. And in the end, I'm just filling those colors and it's ready for rendering. So right now I have to leave you guys. It was really a pleasure to have you here, and I really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Bye bye and enjoy the rest of the video. Cheers.